young, but then she's like 500 years old. And this is the big one.
Yeah.
Jon Snow is still dead.
Can we go back to the dragon? It sounds very
Dragon's
realistic.
missing. What do you want?
How old are you?
Your Grace.
Welcome to the semifinal round of the 2016 PBA League. The crowd here in Portland, Maine is ready to see which two teams will advance today to the PBA Elias Cup Finals. Will Pete Weber and the New York City WTT KingPins make the trip? Or will they fall to the hometown favorites, the Portland Lumberjacks? And on the other side of the bracket, Norm Duke and the Dallas Strikers take on the Motown Muscle and the youngest player to ever win a major, Anthony Simonson. Welcome to Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine. The raucous Bull Portland community is here in force and volume to support Pro Bowling's team championship. Coming up, best of two-game matches to determine the finalists for the 2016 PBA Elias Cup Finals. This is Bull Portland. Hello again, everyone. Mike Jakubowski. 13-time winner, Hall of Famer Randy Peterson in the booth. Kimberly Pressler is laneside today. Our first semifinal features the 2013 Elias Cup champions and the hometown Lumberjacks. Randy, team order and managers working to get the right players in the right spot at the right time has been an important key to victory here.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. You know, for the Lumberjacks, the hometown favorites, manager Tim Mack positioned his team perfectly. He made no adjustments from game one to game two. And I really like the fact that he started with Brian Smith and Liz Johnson in the number 1 and 2 positions. Two players that go straighter, that can keep the ball in play and get their team off to a good start. For the KingPins, however, it was a little different story. Pete Weber started in the anchor position, and then after game one, Carolyn Doran-Ballard made a big change. She moved Pete to the number 4 spot and then took newcomer Marshall Kent and put him in the anchor position. Marshall Kent, he came in and performed brilliantly in game 2, and they were able to sweep their match 2 games to love as well. Mike J., this team competition is all about strategy and communication.
And now, let's meet the New York City WTT KingPins.
My ball.
Yeah! Yeah! KingPins, ready to take back the cup.
Yeah! Yeah!
Who do you think we are?
KingPins.
KingPins.
KingPins!
The lineup for the New York City WTT KingPins. Leading off, a 5-time PBA Tour champion with 2 major titles from Berkeley, California, Mike Fagan. In the 2 spot, 2013 PBA League Elias Cup champion from North Tonawanda, New York, John Zerbinski.
Let's go, folks, come on! Let's go!
Bowling third, a 3-time PBA Tour champion with 1 major title from Mission Viejo, California, Scott Norton. The setup man in the 4-hole, 4th on the all-time PBA Tour's title list with 37. From St. Ann, Missouri, PBA Hall of Famer Pete Weber.
That's right, I'm here. This is right. Going down. Oh, you fan right there.
Bowling anchor, the 2014 PBA Rookie of the Year from Yakima, Washington, Marshall Kent. York City WTT Kingpins are managed by USBC Hall of Famer Carolyn Doran Ballard. Here are the Portland Lumberjacks.
We're the home team. This is our house. Lumberjacks.
Getting ready to chop some wood.
Lumberjacks.
The lineup for the Portland Lumberjacks, leading off 2014 PBA League Elias Cup champion from Roseburg, Oregon, Brian Smith. In the 2 spot, a 14-time PWBA Tour champion with 6 major titles from Cheektowaga, New York, Liz Johnson. Bowling third, a 5-time PBA Tour champion with 1 major title from Espoo, Finland, Asku Palerma. The setup man in the number 4 hole, a 5-time PBA Tour champion with 1 major title from Cheektowaga, New York, Ryan Simonelli. Bowling anchor, a 10-time PBA Tour champion with 1 major title from Pflugerville, Texas, Wes Malott.
Wes.
The Portland Lumberjacks are managed by 3-time World Amateur Bowler of the Year, Tim Mack.
Here we go, baby. Portland, baby.
PBA League semifinal format featuring the best of 2 Baker team match. A team will advance by winning both games. If the games are split, the match will be decided by a roll-off. Lane side is our Kimberly Pressler.
I sure am. I'm lane side with Liz Johnson and Marshall Kent. Now, Liz, last week you had a really great showing. You striked 3 out of your 4 shots, and you really seem to feed off of this amazing crowd. Describe what it's like to compete in an atmosphere like this.
This is like no other atmosphere I've ever been on. You know, I've bowled professionally for 20-some years, and it's nothing, you can't compare to this, and it's just awesome.
Well, they really seem to like you out here. Good luck today.
Thank you so much.
Now, Marshall, you're a newcomer to the PBA League experience. So what was it like last week when your team manager, Carolyn, put you in the anchor position, which is normally pressure-filled as is, but now you add in this crowd?
Well, you know, anchor in any atmosphere is a lot of pressure, and given this atmosphere, it's unbelievable. You know, you go up and you don't really want to throw a bad shot, but when you do it, it feels unbelievable, and there's nothing like it.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you guys, and back to you in the booth.
Bo Portland, Bo Po for short, is loud, Randy, and you can't underestimate what this audience brings into the energy of this competition.
An atmosphere unlike any other in our sport, that's for sure.
Here we go, standing room to the left and to the right, the players in the middle of the Bo Portland community, the PBA League semifinals getting underway. Portland Lumberjacks, the hometown club, and Masters champion Brian Smith will get things started. He's 42 Opening shot. PBA League semifinal underway. Smith with a 7-10 split. And if a player leaves and converts the 7-10 split on today's show right onto the box, he or she will earn the $100,000 ultimate spare bonus courtesy of Ultimate Bowling. Can the roof take it if this goes down? Open frame to begin for Portland.
And if you're new to our sport, the 7-10 has only been converted 3 times on television in the history of the PBA Tour.
How many times have you made it?
Like 7?
In competition?
Yeah.
Okay.
First time I ever saw it made, Marshall Holman made it against me bowling match play at the Showboat, the old Showboat in Las Vegas.
Now underway for the New York City WTT Kingpins, it's Mike Fagan. Late move at the pocket and the fast 8.
All right, let's talk about our oil pattern today that the players will be competing on. 42 feet in length, the PBA League oil pattern. We've seen players play deep inside. We've seen players go straight around second arrow. So multiple angles and a couple of different ways to attack this oil pattern.
Spare for Mike Fagan. He's taken some time off from competitive bowling and professional action recently, and he's in pursuit of his MBA at the University of California, Berkeley. And Fagan, a part of this New York City WTT Kingpins club. Now Liz Johnson in Baker team bowling, 5 players combined for 1 score. Liz will man the 2nd and 7th frames, 41, 16 career pro titles. Liz, 6 gets the 10. Always impresses me about Liz is her follow-through and the path to the pocket, very consistent.
Well, she's just impressive. I mean, as straight as she likes to go, I've seen her play all over the lane.
Really stayed in just really staying down today, a little bit better today than I did yesterday.
And ironically enough, I think we've only seen the 7-10 split twice in this competition, both from the Lumberjacks, Brian Smith and Liz Johnson. But it's the only time Liz Johnson hasn't struck in the competition.
Now John Zerbinski for the Kingpins, a member of that original Elias Cup winning club. John Zerbinski solid again. Solid in the pocket, strike for NYC.
I really like Big John's game, nice and simple.
USA!
Now the twin fin for the Portland Lumberjacks. It's Asku Palermo, 32, out of Finland. 5 titles, including the World Championship, crossing over for the strike.
It's not his first Brooklyn in this competition.
You never know. What? You never know. You never know.
Now up for the Kingpins, it's Scott Norton. He's 34, 3 tour titles in his 7 years on tour. He was a member of Team USA back in 2001 in that team environment. Now, 3rd frame, opening best of 2 match here, and that is in the nose of Greek Church.
Oh. And trying to convert the Greek Church is kind of like trying to eat soup with a knife. Not real easy to pull off. This ball goes right through the face. And that is a mess.
Do you prefer the aim at the 3 or the 2 in this situation?
I always go for the 3 in the count. So you can get lucky and bounce one out.
All right, guys, pick me up.
8 count, open frame.
Pick me up, guys.
46 through the 3rd. This is our opening game in the best of 2 game match. Teams must win 2 times to advance in the event of a tie. We've moved to a roll-off. Now Ryan Simonelli, the Ryan Express, for the hometown Portland Lumberjacks, working on a double 4th frame. Simonelli, 6 and 8 slice.
That's the way you take advantage of an open frame given to you by your opponent. What do you think?
Tim Mack on top of every detail, talking about the shot. We'll see Simonelli again in the 9th. Now, Hall of Famer Pete Weber. Effortless. Strike on the board for New York City. They trail by 23. Time now for the anchor players. For the Portland Lumberjacks, Big Wes Malott.
And talking with Wes earlier, I asked him, any added pressure on you and your teammates because you are the hometown favorites? And he said,
lucky,
Randy,
I love you guys.
So what do you think?
The answer is yes.
Emphatically.
Uh-oh. Tough landing for Wes. Ball doesn't come back, and a 2-8-10 split.
I got way too fast.
Said he got way too fast, a little too pumped up. And
You want counter? You want me to go for it? Go count.
I believe it was last year we saw Mika Koivuniemi convert to 2-8-10 in this competition.
That's even rarer than making a 7-10. Or is it?
Well, you asked me how many 7-10s I've made. I made 7 of those. I've only made one 2-8-10.
Now Marshall Kent anchoring for the New York City WTT KingPins. Former Rookie of the Year. He's got a tour title. And a chance to grab the lead back here. And a double, and the KingPins go +2. So nice comeback in the first 5 frames. Teams will flip lanes. And the Portland Lumberjacks, hometown club, have the hometown fans behind them. Our opening semifinal match continues at Bayside Bowl. The PBA League Semifinals are brought to you by Visit Maine. Discovering your Maine thing begins at visitmaine.com. By Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's leader for a close, comfortable shave. Now with new rust-proof aluminum bottoms. By hotelplanner.com, the best place to book hotel rooms. Best rooms, best rate, guaranteed. And by Geico, over 75 years of savings and service. The eastern shore of Maine and the vast eternity of the Atlantic Ocean. Beautiful sights to be seen in the state of Maine. And welcome back to Bayside Bowl in Portland. And the PBA League semifinal in pursuit of the Elias Cup. The hometown Portland Lumberjacks trail by 2 pins, and Hall of Famer Mark Roth in attendance. The Mark Roth MVP of this PBA League will be named one of the all-time greats. Randy, you don't speak of bowling without speaking of Mark Roth.
Oh, he's my idol growing up, and him and Marshall Holman were my 2 biggest influences, and I sure idolized those 2 players, and been fortunate enough to become friends with both of them. Very lucky.
Teams have flipped lanes, and the last 5 frames are coming this way. Ryan Smith with a strike for Portland, setting it up for the next player down the line.
How solid has Brian Smith been in this competition? It's just a great player to have as your leadoff bowler. Sets the table for the rest of his teammates.
Fagan can extend the lead for New York City. And a 7-10 tumble to the right. 12-pin lead for NYC.
Yeah, big shot there and some pretty good pin carry. Watch the action. 7-10 standing for just a moment. And now it's a 3-bagger for the KingPins.
Strike working for Portland. Liz Johnson can cut the lead to 2 with a strike, 7th frame. Little high, 4-pin.
Just a pinch tight. Coming up a little bit snug on the head pin. Liz Johnson leaving just the 4.
Manager Tim Mack calls Liz the ultimate shot maker. She can hit the pocket and make her spares, and she did both in that frame to fill.
We're probably hoping just a little bit more. Yeah.
Equally solid in the middle of the lineup has been John Zervinski for the KingPins. He's up with a double working, can extend the KingPin lead here. Again, it's a 2-game Baker match. The team needs to win 2 to advance to the Elias Cup final, 7th frame.
is getting the home field, the home crowd a little riled up there.
Challenge over to Portland now. Oscar Palermo on the opposite lane. He crossed over in his first effort. And that one gets into the nose. Avoids major trouble. 3 in the 6.
It almost seems like throughout the competition, the two-handers are afraid to throw the ball too far to the right. They try to play a little bit tighter line, and with that rev rate being that high, I don't think there's any chance for the ball to hold its line.
Oscar opting for one hand on the spare conversion and fills the frame, slash in the box for Portland, trailing by 24 here in game 1 of the 2-game match.
Now, Scott Norton stepping up here in the 8th frame can really redeem himself. Remember last time up he went Greek Church. This team working on 4 in a row and a 24-pin lead. He can make it 34 with a strike here.
And Norton delivers, extending the string of strikes and extending the lead for the Kingpins to 34.
Nice comeback.
Norton, the son of Hall of Famer Virginia Norton. Now setting up for the anchor player Simonelli in the foundation frame. Touch high, 6-pin. I rank that just a tad high. Tim Mack calls Ryan Simonelli the most explosive lefty on tour.
No argument for me.
Pete Weber, foundation frame, setting up the anchor. A little light in the pocket, shakes out the bucket, 2-5. Pete looking at his hand, assuming he didn't like the release.
Yeah, you know, anytime a player looks at his hand like Pete just did, it's almost sending a message that he kind of dropped it or lost it at the bottom. And that would make sense given the reaction, a little bit right at target and not the return he was looking for. Max score for Portland now 201. The Kingpins are already in the 200s, and they still have their 10th frame to bowl as well. Not looking good for the home team. Game 1 is over. The Kingpins will take a 1-0 lead. Could we possibly have our first tiebreaker?
Portland will need to win game number 2 to force that. We have not had a tie match as of yet through the quarterfinals, our first semifinal match.
Last year, all quarterfinals and semifinal matches were all ties, were they not?
They were. All 4 of the quarterfinal matches ended up in roll-offs. When they do that, when there is a roll-off in the Bowl Portland League, they ring a big ship's bell here, so we'll have to have a Portland win in order for that bell to ring. .190 finish will not be enough. Yet to come, the Motown Muscle will take on the Dallas Strikers in our other semifinal. So room for Marshall Kent to operate in search of information on what's happening on the lanes. As New York City will take a 1-0 into our second game of this match. Many project this player, Randy, for stardom in the future. What do you see with his fundamentals that would lead anyone to that conclusion?
He's a real strong athlete, number one. He's very versatile, can do a lot of different things with the bowling ball, can play any part of the lane, can loft it, change speeds and rotation. He's got all the tools that will enable him to be a superstar on this tour.
Did you throw that tunnel yesterday or no?
Not really, no. It was too slow off the spot. I might, Mike, I'm gonna try it just for a shot.
What are the options they're mulling, Randy?
Yeah, where they're going over some strategy in terms of ball reactions, so he's going to change balls. So you can get a little bit different motion and shape down the lane.
Deeper inside line. And that path of the pocket produces a strike. Some more information for the benefit of the New York City WTT Kingpins. Up 1-0 over the hometown Portland Lumberjacks. Can the Lumberjacks tie it up and force a roll-off? Come on back and find out. The Bayside Bowl. Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine, where the New York City WTT Kingpins with a 1-0 advantage over the hometown Portland Lumberjacks. In our first semifinal in pursuit of the PBA Elias Cup. The fans are trying to encourage the hometown Portland Lumberjacks. Kimberly Pressler is with their manager. Kimberly.
Thanks, Mike. This crowd really is pumped up. They want you guys to do well. So, Tim, let's talk about that last game. You know what? You guys took advantage of their open frame in the third, but then they took advantage of your open frame in the fifth and just kind of ran with it. So what does your team have to do differently going into this next game?
Well, no question. They capitalized after Scott's open. They bowled really, really good. And, you know, we just got to come out the second game and bowl really good second game like we did last week.
Any lineup changes?
Pardon me?
Any lineup changes?
No, we're going to keep the same lineup. Guys just have to throw it a little bit better. So hopefully they can get it done.
All right, good luck to you guys. Back to you in the booth.
Portland must win Game 2 or face elimination from the PBA League. Game 2 of our two-game match is coming next. The Elias Cup Trophy, named for PBA founder Eddie Elias, the winner of the PBA League for 2016, will hoist that trophy next week on ESPN. Well, we are in pursuit to find out our two finalists, Mike Jakubowski with Hall of Famer Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler. Game 2 of our opening match. Two-game Team Baker match. You need to win both games to advance. If Portland wins, there will be a roll-off, and we've yet to have roll-offs here. And ringing that big shipyard bell, Mike Fagan for New York City WTT. Opening shot, Game 2, Fagan. 6 around the 10.
Vicious little ring and 10 right there with a 6 flying around the 10.
Carolyn Doran Ballard identifying Mike as the voice of reason on the team. She bounces a lot of things off Mike. He processes very well and keeps track of all the little details that bowlers need to keep track of.
Hydroplastic. Hydroplastic. Yeah.
Now Brian Smith, Portland Lumberjacks must win this game to force a roll-off to get to the Elias Cup Finals. Opening shot here in Game 2. Brian Smith, solid to the pocket strike.
Beautiful shot by Brian, just rock solid.
I want one left with my feet.
Just gave Liz Johnson a little heads up as to the adjustment he made from Game 1 to this shot here. Again, we talked about it in the open. It's all about communication.
John Zerbinski up for the Kingpin, 6-time member of Team USA, representing his country in international competition. John Zerbinski solid to the pocket. Important shot for Portland here. Even early in game 2, it's a chance for Portland to put a double on the board and get that home team momentum working. Liz Johnson, PWBA Player of the Year a season ago. Toes the line here, second frame. Bang, bang, Smith and Johnson.
The right two players to start off for the Lumberjacks. Now, if they could somehow find a way to get Osku Palermo to hit the right side of the head pin and the pocket, they'd be in business. Hey, you know who's up next for the KingPins, don't you? Hey, Norton!
To the moon. Third frame. Norton bowling 3 and 8. 10 pins into orbit. Scott Norton with the strike for NYC. And it's an even game 2. New York City does not want to hear the bell ring, which would signify a roll-off. Now, Osku Palermo, major titleist at the 2011 PBA World Championship. Finn, again, uncomfortable for Osku in the 3-6 in the nose.
It's been a real struggle for him. And I can promise you, he feels like if he gets it a little too far to the right, it's not going to get back.
Palermo, a member of Team Finland since 2004, representing his country in international competition.
Go, set him up.
Manager Carolyn Doran Ballard, 22 career pro titles, including 3 majors, USBC Hall of Famer, and Carolyn herself, a 5-time member of Team USA. Impressive credentials and great career. Now managing this NYC Kingpin club. Pete Weber didn't like it, but 6 somehow sails around the 10.
Well, he tried to steal one there. I agree with you. I don't think he really liked this shot in terms of the delivery, but as he saw it face up to the pocket, he was looking to steal one.
Spares in this environment are not a given.
Oh, man.
It's
yeah, nothing's a given in this environment.
Weber converts and fills the box. Now Simonelli setting up the anchor player. 4th frame in game 2. Portland needs this game. Simonelli drives 10 straight back. Sets up his anchor.
Ryan Simonelli. You look at the size of his left arm, it's like a guy with 3 legs and 1 arm.
They call him Popeye.
Super strong and a great athlete and a lot of power.
Marshall Kent winning his PBA title overseas at the 8th Kingdom International Open. Part of the World Bowling Tour. Now 5th frame and anchor play.
You got to see this young man throw it with 2 hands, MJ. Pretty impressive. I did an exhibition with him last summer at Lackland Air Force Base, and they lost his equipment, so he had to use one of our other players' pieces of equipment, and I believe it was Brad Angelo's bowling ball. And the thumb obviously didn't fit.
Come on, back half. Let's
so
go.
Marshall
Back
just
half.
used his 2 fingers and 2 hands.
Back half.
And it was impressive.
Marshall, familiar with team play, is a 2-time collegiate bowler of the year at Robert Morris and a 5-time member of Team USA. Now anchor play for the hometown Portland Lumberjacks. And Wes Millat, former player of the year, with a big pitch here. He's got a strike working, and the Lumberjacks can take a 10-pin lead, 5th frame. Big West delivers, 6 kicks the 10. Here comes Portland.
It's all going to be about the adjustments these two teams make when they flip lanes. Can the Lumberjacks win the next game, tie it up, and take it to a tiebreaker? Stay with us. More from Portland, Maine.
PBA's Extra Frame is your home for exclusive live coverage of the PBA, PBA 50, and PWBA tours. This week, Extra Frame is streaming live from the PBA 50 Tour event in Mooresville, North Carolina. Don't miss a minute of the action. Yearly, monthly, and 3-day subscriptions are available. Click on the Extra Frame link at PBA.com today for more information. Charlie Mitchell, managing partner here at Bayside Bowl, taking the transfer of the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits into the Portland Lumberjacks here in the PBA League.
And thank you, Charlie Mitchell, for all you do for professional bowling. You and your great staff here. I know the players appreciate it. Our crew appreciates everything that you do for us. If only we could bowl here every week.
The business community, the fans, everyone pours their heart into this event, and they live it every day with their leagues here, and they love professional competition and appreciate the talent of the greatest in the world. Now, final 5 frames of game 2. KingPins need this game, but Lumberjacks need to win as well to force a roll-off. KingPins would rather get it done in 2, and Fagan strikes in the 6th, his final shot. And this week's Columbia 300 fun fact, in the 2015 PBA League, each of the quarterfinal and semifinal matches were determined by roll-offs. Yet to see one here in the 2016 competition. Lumberjacks up by 10. Brian Smith can extend the lead.
Horrible.
Big break as the axe falls both ways.
Just when they needed it most, too. He knew it as soon as he let go of it, off his hand left, and well, I'll tell you what, talk about a huge break.
Two-sided axe, as you can chop down either side of the head pin. KingPins trail by 20. Zerbinski up in the 7th can have the lead with another strike. Between 3rd and 4th, arrow and a late move in the 6th. Falls down late.
Well, one good break deserves another.
This Barbasol close shave of the day by Zerbinski. The 4 and then the 6.
And the react. That's good stuff.
Liz Johnson, Lumberjacks, can re-extend out to 20. And Liz drives 10 back with a little extra.
Is Liz Johnson any good or what, folks?
Calm on the exterior, but inside the heart of a champion. And a little extra chop at the end. Right back into the hands of Scott Norton. 8th frame. KingPins trail by 20, but now strikes aplenty. Norton splits the 8 and the 9. Volley, serve.
Nice shot there by Scott Norton to keep their string alive. Max score for the Lumberjacks, 278. Max score for the KingPins, 258.
Can team momentum help Oscar Palermo out? He has struggled. His last shot.
Oh, no.
2-10 split.
He changed balls, moved in, and tried to open the oil pattern up, and this is why he's been so tight and so straight. Because when he does get the ball to the right, it doesn't get back. Just a bad ball reaction for the two-hander.
Open frame for the Lumberjacks. And handing the lead to New York City on the bench, and now
that shot there could quite possibly just cost them the entire event.
KingPins handed a 6-pin advantage with strikes working. Weber can now jump on that. He's setting up the anchor foundation frame. The big open hand of Pete Weber.
Come on.
Yeah, the signature release of one of the greatest ever.
Right here.
That's what Hall of Famers do. They take advantage of the opening given to them by their opponents. Now to have any chance, the Lumberjacks have to strike out.
242 for Max. Here's Simonelli setting up his anchor.
Well done.
Not yet.
And if you're Osgood Palermo, how bad are you feeling right now? Nothing worse in team competition than feeling like you let your teammates down. Just a lonely, lonely place to be. But they need help, and they need help right here from Marshall Kent. If he doesn't strike on this ball, they have a chance to win. If he strikes on this ball, in my opinion, they have no chance to win. Was it just a couple of weeks ago we saw Dom Barrett leave that solid 9? Guess what? Portland Lumberjacks and Wes Malott can strike out in the 10th frame and win this. Win this game and force it to a playoff. You see the ball go right by the 9 pin. Look at his teammates. Are you kidding me?
The hometown Portland Lumberjacks are alive in this competition.
Well, he made the shot, you know, and the shot. A couple of good breaks prior to Marshall Kent. Zerbitsky tripping that 4-6 out late, keeping that 4-bagger alive, and then Marshall Kent steps up and goes stone 9.
Carries is the phrase, and 237 final score for the KingPins. And Tim Mack putting Wes Malott in this position for this reason.
Malott needs a double and 6 to send this to overtime.
See Tim Mack nodding in the background. He's got his man where he wants him.
Talk about pressure. This is what makes sports great.
Too high, 4-7-9. The Lumberjacks are eliminated. New York City WTT KingPins 2-0 advance to the Elias Cup Finals.
Bye, brother. I want to anchor.
Well, it looked like a pretty good shot off his hand, Mike J, and then it just breaks loose right about there. 4-7-9.
Fast 8 with a 9 kicker and a little showboat as Malott picks up the split, but the Lumberjacks are eliminated. And of course, the fill ball drops.
I moved one and it still hurt that much. Really? Wow. Huh? Yeah.
New York City WTT KingPins and another sweep, 2 and out. And New York City WTT KingPins will advance to the Elias Cup Finals in search of their second PBA Elias Cup. Kimberly Pressler is laneside with the winning club. Kimberly.
I am laneside with the winning team, and you guys seem a little bit nervous over here. Walk me through, from your point of view, what happened when you saw Osku in the 8th and he left those 2 pins when he had that 210.
Same thing we've been saying all game, and we're just trying to get up there and make really good shots, fill frames, and honestly, that's really what the chemistry has been. Everybody's feeding off of each other, looking at what the lanes are doing so we can make the adjustments, and I really feel like we've been ahead of the transition, and it worked, and we hung in there, and that total team effort right there.
And Pete, you know what, when we talked last week, you said this is your year. You guys are going to go back to the finals. You find yourself in the finals. Now what?
Well, we've only got one more match to win. We're here. We're not here to lose. We're here to win. And we took care of the Lumberjacks. They went down. Period.
These guys took care of business, and now they are headed to the finals. Guys, back to you.
Coming up, the Dallas Strikers and Stars, Norm Duke, Tommy Jones, and Bill O'Neill square off in semifinal number 2 with the Motown Muscle and heavyweights Anthony Simonson, Ronnie Russell, and Josh Blanchard. Who will join New York City in the finals? Find out next. The PBA League Semifinals are brought to you by BJ's. Amazing prices on top quality brands from groceries to electronics. By bowlingball.com. It's where bowlers go. By Rolltech. Try Rolltech Action Bowling's daily contests and win real cash using your league scores. Make your mark. And by Brunswick. Find your next ball at bowlwithbrunswick.com.
Maine Vacation Land, providing 4 seasons of outdoor activity, including world-class skiing and winter resorts. The New York City WTT Kingpins are our first Elias Cup finalists and will compete against either Motown or Dallas. Second semifinal coming up. Wes Malott needing to strike in the 4-7-9, and the hometown Portland Lumberjacks are dejected and standing by with Kimberly Pressler.
Yeah, it's a tough loss for you guys today, Tim. You know what? You guys put your heart and soul into it, but it just wasn't enough. How disappointing is this for you, especially being the hometown team?
I mean, it's really disappointing because you only get one. We have to wait for this every year for one time a year, and you know we're fortunate enough to be the hometown team, and you know you want to come through for the fans, but you want to come through for the team more importantly. And I take this same 5 team anywhere we go. I'm proud of what they did. We just came up a little short today. New York bowled really good. You know they made some really good shots, and you know we hung with them, but we just couldn't get it done in the end.
Thank you guys so much for your time, and we look forward to having you guys back here next year.
Well, I hope so. Thank you. Love Portland, Maine.
Guys, back to you.
The second of our semifinals coming up. Mike Jakubowski with Randy Peterson. The Motown Muscle, piloted by Hall of Famer Del Ballard, are getting set to go up against player manager Norm Duke and the Dallas Strikers. And chit-chat between the players has been featured quite a bit during this competition.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I had another tour rep, Rob Gottschall, tell me that of all the teams that he's watched in this competition, Mike, that nobody's communicated better than the Dallas Strikers, and one of the reasons for their success and why they're in the position they're in. But I think what would be really interesting is if Motown were to somehow win this match, it would be Del Ballard Jr. going up against Carolyn Dorn Ballard. Husband manager against wife manager. Talk about an interesting finals.
Very interesting indeed. And now let's meet the Motown Muscle.
Motown Muscle. Bringing the muscle to the PBA League. Motown Muscle.
The lineup for the Motown Muscle, leading off a 3-time PBA Tour champion from Marion, Indiana, Ronnie Russell. In the 2 spot, the reigning World Bowling Tour Women's Champion from Stony Point, New York, Danielle McEwen. Bowling third, a 2-time PBA Tour champion from Mesa, Arizona, Josh Blanchard.
All right.
The setup man in the 4-hole, the 2012-13 PBA Tour Rookie of the Year from Huntington, Indiana, E.J. Tackett. Bowling anchor, the youngest major champion in PBA Tour history from Princeton, Texas, Anthony Simonson. The Motown Muscle are managed by PBA Hall of Famer Del Ballard Jr.
Right there, dude.
Here are the Dallas Strikers.
You want to win? You got to strike. Boom!
Dallas Strikers. It's our time.
Who's got that?
Eli's Cup, as good as ours.
Dallas Strikers.
The lineup for the Dallas Strikers. Leading off, a 7-time PBA Tour champion with 1 major title from Langhorne, Pennsylvania, Bill O'Neill.
Back him off.
In the 2 spot, he owns 1 PBA regional title from Apex, North Carolina, B.J. Moore.
There we go. Didn't leave you out, buddy. There you go.
Bowling third, the 2014 PBA Southwest Region Player of the Year from Houston, Texas, Sean Maldonado.
Let's go.
The setup man in the number 4-hole, 16-time PBA Tour champion with 2 major titles from Simpsonville, South Carolina, Tommy Jones.
You guys can be louder than that.
Bowling anchor, third on the all-time PBA Tour titles list with 38 from Claremont, Florida, player manager, PBA Hall of Famer, Norm Duke. Second semifinal, Dallas Motown next as the PBA League rolls on. PBA League semifinal number 2 from Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine. And the Bopo community standing strong. Player manager Norm Duke in big head form and in real form. Standing by with Del Ballard and our own Kimberly Pressler.
Thanks, guys. Yes, I am laneside with both managers. Now, Del, let's talk to you first. You know what? I know that you've been struggling with some health issues over the past few years, but I see you with your team, and it seems like, you know, you're recharged, invigorated. How much has being part of this helped you?
Oh, I live through my players when I'm a tour rep, and I live through this team right here. So I'm going through every emotion that they are, and I just absolutely love this environment.
You can absolutely tell that you love it, and good luck to you and your team today.
Thank you, dear.
Now, Lorm, let's talk about last week. You started off in the anchor position, and then you switched to have Tommy Jones in the anchor position. But today, you're starting off back in that position. Why'd you choose to go that route?
Yeah, it might be that we do exactly the same lineup in both games. You know, it is according to what goes on, but we just feel like having me 10th in the first match gives us the better shot because straight is better.
You know, Randy and Mike talked earlier about how communication for you and your team is so good right now. How much has that helped in your success here?
Well, it's everything. You know, I've got Tommy Jones and Bill O'Neill with so much experience. It's crazy. I have some experience, and we have 2 young guys that really feed off of it. So if we have any questions, we have somebody to take care of it.
You have some experience. I'm going to say you have a lot of experience.
Thank you.
Good luck to you and your team today.
Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you in the booth.
Best of 2 games will determine our second PBA Elias Cup finalists. Semifinal format featuring the best of 2 game Baker team match. Team advancing by winning both games. If we do get a 1-1 split, there will be a roll-off. We have not seen a roll-off yet. And now here we go. Dallas Strikers and the Motown Muscle. Bill O'Neill leading off for Dallas, 34 out of Langhorne, Pennsylvania. 7 PBA Tour titles. Opening shot, semifinal number 2. Is a high flush strike.
And if you're wondering why Norm Duke is bowling anchor, remember they made the big change and put Tommy Jones there after they bowled that first game and won. The reason is because the fresher the oil pattern is, the more it favors Norm Duke. As the lanes start to transition and dry out, it favors more Tommy Jones.
Way on the outside for Ronnie Russell, leaving the picket fence.
I can't get it left.
3 PBA Tour titles for Ronnie Russell, and that ball clearly wide right. And now the picket fence, 4-pin spare, the 1, 2, 4, and 7. Clipped with the ball, all 4 pins.
I don't like the first shots, apparently.
Earning the hammer, tough spare replay.
Well, no harm, no foul. He converted the rail and avoided the open frame. But Ronnie Russell struggled a little bit trying to get this ball to the pocket in this event.
B.J. Moore leading off for the Dallas Strikers. Down at his feet, catches the big break on the crossover.
Well, we've seen a couple of Brooklyns, and I think most of them have been on this right lane. He looks down at his slide shoe, and that's a huge break and a very nice double.
Danielle McEwen for Motown. 24-year-old flat 10s in her opening shot. PWBA Tour champion a year ago, concluding the PWBA Tour for her 1 professional title. 5-time member of Team USA and current member representing her country in international competition. Cross lane and an open frame. Mental error.
Sorry, guys. Come on, hold me up.
Everyone gets a nickname when you visit Bowl Portland. And they seem to have hung double O on Maldonado. 10 pins down, could be 2 O's in his name. Signaling the X is Maldonado.
Let's go, baby.
And a double for Dallas.
It's a new day today. It's a new day today. Yeah.
Turkey for the Strikers, and an early lead in game 1 of our 2-game match. Josh Blanchard up for the Motown Muscle, pair of PBA Tour titles. He won them back-to-back last season.
Let's go!
Nice shot there by Josh Blanchard. He's been so solid in this competition. Now, can TJ, who struggles when the pattern is on the fresher side, can he turn this into a 4-bagger? How big is that Brooklyn strike by B.J. Moore now? Because if he doesn't strike there, it's just strike, spare, strike.
Jones up, setting up the anchor, 4th frame. Former PBA rookie and player of the year. Just a handful have accomplished that feat. And Jones is dead solid. No doubter.
Return.
Now E.J. Tackett sets up his anchor player, that PBA Tour title coming at the Extra Frame Lubbock Sports Southwest Open last season in Lubbock, Texas. And bad break there, 7-pin stance.
A lot of power from the squirrel. E.J. Tackett. Watch this pin action here. A little bit unlucky. They're not carrying the 7-pin.
Motown keeping it loose on the bench. And a really interesting way that he releases the ball on his spares.
Yeah, he just flat wrists it, you know, and end over end.
Huh? Spare those nuts.
And now it's down to the anchor players. Duke decides to put himself, call his own number. He's in the anchor slot. He's 52. One of the all-time greats. Piloting this Dallas Strikers club, the fifth frame. High flush hit. Norm Duke strikes and extends the string of strikes. Okay. Dallas is perfect.
I wasn't sure it was going to hold.
And now 19-year-old Anthony Simonson, youngest major titleist. He owns a pair of titles, the other coming with Connor Pickford in the Roth Holman PBA doubles.
I think they're calling Anthony Chachi.
Simonson, fifth frame, and that's a 6 around the 10, so Motown, Randy, will face an early hole.
Yeah, they're down 53 now after 5 frames. Still, we have not had a roll-off throughout this competition. Last year, every match ended in a roll-off.
Covers the spare, didn't like it, but gets the job done. So Motown in an early hole. Dallas Strikers off to a hot start. All 5 players strike. Second half of game 1 of this 2-game match is coming next. Mike Jakubowski with PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, PBA League Semifinal number 2. The Motown Muscle find themselves in a 53-pin hole as Dallas has jumped out to a hot start. All 5 players striking, and a chance at a 6th is Bill O'Neill, second time through the order. Baker team play means that each team member contributes to the team score. Second pitch for O'Neill in this game is a good one. Front 6 for Dallas.
Beauty.
Teams have switched lanes in this environment as well.
Come on. And typically the teams that have gone from the right lane to the left lane have experienced more hook, a little more friction on that lane. Perfect shot by O'Neill.
Ronnie Russell rights the ship, and he finds the pocket and a strike in the 6th, but up against the 6-bagger. Dallas well in command of this 2-game Baker match. First team to win 2 will advance. B.J. Moore for the Strikers. Regional titleist looking for his first national title. Came awfully close 2 seasons ago with the World Series of Bowling. Budding talent operating for Dallas in the 7th.
Front 7 for Dallas. B.J. Moore, really strong player, strong game. Fun to watch.
Front 7 for Dallas. Jumping out in front. Danielle McEwen for Motown. That would surely be down 0-1 going into the second game of this match. McEwen finds the pocket, finds a double for Motown. Part of the lore here at Bowl, Portland and Bayside Bowl is earning a brick if you shoot a 300. A team 300 Baker style would be an accomplishment. And now they've got the front 8. Maldonado didn't like it, but wow, the pins cooperated quickly.
Well, he felt like this was probably a little bit left to target, and he put the good touch on it. Look, hands go behind the back, and he's begging for that ball to freeze right there.
Josh Blanchard in the 8th, and Motown will trail in this 2-game Baker match. And can Dallas put a round number on the board in game 1? Setting up the anchor is Tommy Jones. Norm Duke is in the hole. And a Baker 300 is a possibility here, 9th frame.
slippery as shit. Check it. That approach is slippery. Check it.
And again, that communication factor for Dallas. BJ Tackett in the 9th, and this is over. Game 1 will go to Dallas. Norm Duke checking the approach on the left lane. And now Norm Duke called his own number. Quarterback sneak.
The exact position he wanted to be in. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the hysteria here at Bayside Bowl. Come on, Norm.
Dallas has 10 as the 6 gets the 10. Try it sometime. Line up 4 of your friends and try to string strikes. Dallas has the front 10 on this pitch.
When you're young, it's much easier to manage the nerves and the adrenaline. When you get over 50, not so much.
Raise the roof, Portland. Dallas has a chance to throw a Baker 300 game.
Another trip 10.
Get the brick. They have a special artist that comes in and inscribes the bricks. Can the Dallas Strikers earn a place in Bayside bowling history? They're already up a game. Norm Duke, 1 shot from a Baker perfect game. Bayside Bowl! That's your brick that will live in history. Here it is for 300. Norm runs it out. 6 gets the 10. It's 300. 5-player team scored 12 straight strikes and run away for Dallas to take a 1-0 lead. History has been made in the PBA League. A Baker perfect game shot by the Dallas Strikers in game 1 of semifinal number 2. Here's the 10th frame. The 12th falls, Baker 300. Norm Duke explodes, as does Bayside Bowl, earning a brick in the pantheon of those that have recorded 300s here. The first team 300. Kimberly Pressler is with our record setters.
I sure am. These guys were relishing in that 300. Norm, you wanted the anchor position. You got it. Walk us through that last shot.
It was more about the frame 9 when Tommy struck. He says, it's not on me anymore, thank God. And it just felt so heavy. But, you know, I stuck in there and it's over. Thank God it's over.
How confident are you that you can sweep this today?
No, what I'm really interested in at this very moment is winning a game. We got to win 1 game right now. Otherwise, all this could be very meaningless.
All right, well, good luck to you guys. You know what? They had a lineup change, so it's all going to come down to you at the end there, Tommy. Guys, back to you.
Randy, we've had the pleasure of calling 300 games.
In Baker than any other format you could think of in our sport.
And not good enough for Norm Duke to stay in the anchor slot.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming off of a perfect game, and what does manager Norm Duke do? He changes the entire lineup. He goes from anchor to leadoff. I mean, 300 and then just starts shuffling the order. It's crazy, but, you know, that's why they're down there and we're up here.
It'll be a new lineup for Dallas, and as Norm exclaimed, there's 1 more to go to get to the PBA Elias Cup. Join us for game 2 of this 2-game match. Motown had the last 7, but Norm Duke flush. 12 for Dallas. We'll be back with our semifinal. Semifinal number 2, game 2, about set to get underway as Dallas with that perfect game, a 1-0 lead over the Motown Muscle. Time now for the track tech talk, Randy, concerning two-handed play.
Two different ways to do it. Sean Maldonado actually puts his thumb in it. Look how sideways he is at the foul line. Anthony Simonson does not use his thumb. Not near as sideways, a little bit more square to the foul line. But that's two different styles, two different ways to use two hands in the sport of bowling.
Back 7 strikes for Motown, so they are capable of stringing strikes as well. They need this game to force a roll-off to make the Elias Cup Finals. Ronnie Russell leading off for Motown. Light. And the tip goes back door.
Well, they threw the last 7 to finish the last game, and we pretty much lost track of that because of the 300 by the Dallas Strikers, but that's 8 in a row now for Motown.
If I strike, I will lose.
Duke finished off the perfect game, now starts with the lineup change. Now leading off with the first and 6. And it's 13 in a row for Dallas. Bakers does it.
The mad scientist, Norm Duke, and I'll tell you what, that brain never shuts down when he's in competition.
Danielle McEwen for Motown. And she doubles. And the Strikers have a 9-bagger that Motown has put together. 2 here in game 2. Up to BJ Moore, bowling the 2nd and 7th frame.
22 in a row.
Combined between 2 teams, the strikes are flying here at Bayside. Now BJ Moore, 2nd frame, game 2. Dallas up 1-0. And the streak's over to 8-10. And not only is the streak over, but a potential donut hole with 2-8-10 split.
Mika made it last year on that very same lane.
How do you choose to go about it if you really want to consider making it?
I think you get the ball to the left side of the 2 pin, throw it into the 10, and hope one of the pins comes out and takes the 8 out. He's going for the count.
So 13 strikes is the limit for Dallas. Now Josh Blanchard. Streaks are over.
I think that's probably the first time in this competition that Josh has missed the pocket. Spreads that pinky out on the bowling ball of that grip. Helps him keep his hand underneath and stay behind the bowling ball. That time just a little bit too much up the lane and through the face for the big split.
13 strikes in a row for Dallas ends with a split. 9 strikes in a row for Motown ends in a split.
Here you go, two-hander. There goes his thumb. Now watch how sideways he gets as he's going to the foul line.
Tight. Just a touch high.
Up the lane, a little high, 4-pin. Shouldn't be a problem, though, on the spare. Like I said.
Shouldn't be a problem. Clips it by USBC rule. Pinfall, slash in the box. And Motown with a 7-pin advantage, needing this game for our very first roll-off here in the 2016 PBA League. Now, EJ Tackett for Motown. That win coming in Lubbock, Texas, last year on the PBA Tour. 7-10 go away for Tackett. Strike for Motown. 3 out of 4 here in game 2.
I'll tell you what, he sure is fun to watch.
fourth frame. Light and explosive light hit.
And you can see the versatility of a player like Bill O'Neill, Tommy Jones, Norm Duke, where they can actually take their hand out of it a little bit and go straighter. It's hard to do for the two-handers.
Roltec stats. Oldest player in the 2016 PBA League is Walter Ray Williams Jr. at 56, and the youngest, that man Anthony Simonson at 19, courtesy of Roltec.
Excuse me?
Well, let's take a look and see if Bill O'Neill fouled on this shot. They're actually calling it a foul.
Foul.
And the apparent call is a foul.
It is.
And now, with a foul on the first ball, a reset of the pins, and O'Neill foul on the spare, eliminating benefit of that additional pinfall, and now needing to shoot the full rack for the spare. And didn't like that land, and it goes officially as F9 open frame.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Tommy Jones went up and wiped the foul line, or right in front of the foul line with his towel, and Bill O'Neill slipped again.
Big change of events for Motown. Simonson picks it up, and the double for Motown, and a big shift in momentum. Former Player of the Year, Tommy Jones, also earning Rookie of the Year honors. Just a few players have ever done that in PBA Tour history. Moving to the anchor position after that Dallas Baker 300 game. And now all of a sudden the momentum has turned around.
Talk about going from the penthouse to the outhouse. I mean, 300 to fouling, only 2 strikes in 5 frames. Incredible turn of events here for the Dallas Strikers.
All right, come on.
So after the perfect game, Dallas with a rough start, 5 frames to play, while Motown tries to force the first roll-off in the 2016 PBA League. Now you can outfit yourself like the pros with official PBA jerseys that are available exclusively at PBA.com. The jerseys are made from high-performance fabric and can be customized for each person or team. Head to PBA.com today and click on the custom jersey link to get started. Time for today's Ebonite flashback to the 2014 PBA League Elias Cup Finals with the Silver Lake Atom Splitters.
Yeah, this team was stacked with talent. As you can see, Chris Barnes, Dom Barrett, Wes Malott, Tommy Jones, and Brian Smith.
Tommy Jones winning his second Elias Cup with 2 different teams, bidding to become the first to win it with 3. Second half of semifinal number 2, game 2. Motown down a game, but up 38 here. Ronnie Russell up in the 6th can extend that lead to 48. And again, footing problems. This time a 3-pin.
Checked it. Slid.
Well, he said he just checked the approach before he threw this shot. He slipped. That looked awful close to being a foul as well.
Difference being, I believe, that his foot went sideways at the end instead of forward. Could have saved the shot there, and the spare for Russell. 37-pin lead for Motown, trying to force the roll-off to get into the Elias.
I wiped my shoe like 95 times, too.
Duke, final shot for Norm in this second game. Strike sets up. Team behind him.
Oh my God. Norm Duke perfect today. Struck on every shot.
Thank you.
Now Danielle McEwen for Motown. Working on the benefit of the spare, up by 37. Shoves the 7 out. Confident stroke of Danielle McEwen.
It's a beautiful stroke. Well, for Dallas to have any chance to win this game, they have to strike out.
Let's go.
BJ Moore opened in the second, chance to atone here and double up and cut the lead to 27, 7th frame. And BJ Moore with a deeper approach than most finds the strike.
Let's go. Yep. Pretty much off my 2-8-10 that I did there. I just stayed the same because I went.
And again, the communication a factor with Dallas, passing on information. Josh Blanchard with the open in the Motown line here in game 2. Chance to double up and increase that lead, 8 frame. Oh, stone 8.
Wow. Boy, every time I see that pocket 8-pin, I flinch. Talk about bringing back bad memories. Ew.
Can you see that coming, or is it just come out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere. In fact, I just got out of therapy over that 8-pin.
Stone 8 RP. And Josh Blanchard on the spare. Now key shot once again for Dallas. Sean Maldonado with a chance to cut into this Motown lead.
Gotta have it.
Ooh, the hop and the drop. Strike for Dallas. Trying to go 2-0 and get into the Elias Cup Finals.
Don't look now, but it's a 17-pin match.
And now the setup player setting up for the anchor. Foundation frame, EJ Tackett for Motown.
Sets the table nicely for Anthony Simonson, who's been rock solid in the anchor position. Bill O'Neill has to strike on this ball.
O'Neill fouled last time in the other lane. Chance to cut the lead to single pins. Foundation setting up his anchor. Nixon strike. O'Neill.
I can throw it.
Motown with a chance to shut out Anthony Simonson, ball in hand.
'19-year-old Anthony Simonson can double up here in the 10th and tie this thing up.
10 wobbles, doesn't fall.
Wow. Shaker 10, a spare and a strike. They'll be at 204. Tommy Jones would need the first strike and count to win this. Look out. Whoa.
Spare for Simonson. When you're Tommy Jones and you see what Simonson does, take me through when that pressure starts and how you start dealing with it, knowing that your shot is coming next.
Well, when you're Tommy Jones, you've been in this position a number of times. Tommy knows exactly what to do. He knows exactly what to expect. He knows exactly what to be feeling emotionally and mentally. And he knows how to get his mind right to make the shot.
Phil Ball always carries 204 pins for the Motown muscle, but they left the door open, and Tommy Jones Many people I've talked to said if you need someone to throw a strike for whatever you want Tommy Jones with the ball in hand.
He's been very, very good throughout his career in this position.
To avoid the roll-off and directly seed into the Elias Cup Finals, Jones bidding to become the 3rd player to win with 3 different teams, 10th frame.
Tight, got it, 4-pin falls. 8 spares a winner, 9 spares a winner, 7 spare, we have a tie. Strike, it's all she wrote.
Do we have another re-rack left? I haven't taken any more. Okay. We get one more.
Jones getting a fresh set of pins and a breather to collect himself. Dallas with the perfect game and the rough start has stormed back with another string of strikes.
Eight and 1 ties.
Back to the penthouse, Mike J. Back to the penthouse.
An elevator ride for Dallas to the top, to the ground floor, and back to the top.
What a comeback.
And Norm Duke finished the perfect game, and he put Jones in to get another final.
How good is that man in the clutch? Norm Duke and his Dallas Strikers are in the finals.
The winning toss for Tommy Jones, twice an Elias Cup winner, and he'll have a chance to add his 3rd. We'll talk to the Strikers when we return. The PBA League Semifinals are brought to you by bowlingball.com. It's where bowlers go. By Motive Bowling, get motivated. By the United States Bowling Congress, creating competitive opportunities at all levels as we build a future for the sport. Visit bowl.com for more. And by 900 Global, performance for your game. PBA League quarterfinals and semifinals complete. Our Elias Cup finalists are the New York City WTT Kingpins and the Dallas Strikers, each advancing by virtue of their 2-0 victories. Next Sunday on ESPN, the Elias Cup finals. Time now for the Geico Championship recap with Randy Peterson.
Semifinal number 1, the Kingpins taking on the Lumberjacks. Zerbinski, PDW. Fagan and Scott Norton combined for a late 5-bagger. They take game 1, 223-190. Then in game 2, there's a PDW showing. Wes Malott could double in the 10th to win. Instead, he goes high, leaving the 4-7-9. The hometown favorites are eliminated. Then in our second semifinal matchup, the Dallas Strikers and Motown Muscle. It was all about the Strikers, and strike they did. How about Norm Duke, 3 in the 10th frame for perfection. And then in game 2, what an epic comeback. Anthony Simonson had a chance to shut him out. He gets 9, setting the stage for Tommy Jones. He needs a double in the 10th. He gets a double in the 10th. Dallas wins game 2, 215-204.
Victory for Dallas, disappointment for Motown to Kimberly.
Yeah, I know these guys are pretty disappointed down here, but Del, you guys really fought hard. You did not give up whatsoever. But it seems like as soon as you switched over to the left lane, things changed for you. What happened?
Just they actually ran into the same problems we did because they didn't strike the first 5 frames either. Just the left lane just seemed to hook a little bit early and then wiggle down lane. So we were fighting that hard, really, really hard. But love our guys and our girls. I mean, we fought hard. We gave it all we had.
Well, do you wish your wife good luck in the final coming up next week?
Well, of course I do.
That was the right answer. Now, Anthony, real quick, you know what? You needed a strike to start off with in that 10th, and you didn't quite make it there. Did the pressure start to get to you?
No, not really. As you can see in the early parts of that match, Bill fouled. The approach was getting a little tricky. It was online. I kind of stuck a little bit, wasn't able to get fully through it, but made a good shot, and I got 9. Nothing else I can do.
Well, you guys played well. It was a good run. Thank you guys so much for your time, and we'll see you again next year. Now, let's head on over to the guys that had a 300, took a sweep today, and now they find themselves in the finals. Norm, put those feelings into words for me.
Well, it was all about the last match. You know, same thing as last week where we were down by 40-something pins, but we kept it together. We're confident on the right lane. We're confident with TJ on the right lane in the 10th. They had some bad breaks, but Tommy just stepped up there when he needed it and just back. I love it.
Now, let's talk about the fact that last week you were in the anchor position and you needed to strike, and you did. Again, you had that this week, and you came through for your team. How do you handle the pressure of being in the anchor so well?
You know, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I really enjoy team bowling, and you got some people behind you that you don't want to let down, and just try to go up there, and maybe it just makes you focus just a little bit more to make a better shot.
No pressure at all, but I'm going to put you on the spot here. You're going to bring home your 3rd Elias Cup trophy next week?
That's not putting me on the spot. That's a definite yes.
Oh, I like the confidence coming from these guys. Well, congratulations. You guys are officially in the finals going up against the KingPins. Guys, back to you.
And the Dallas Strikers move on. In the PBA League bracket, Strikers, New York City WTT KingPins, managed by Carolyn Doran Ballard, as the Ballard family will be represented in the Elias Cup Finals going up against Norm Duke's Dallas Strikers. NYC versus Dallas in the Elias Cup Finals. Incredible team action from Bayside Bowl. And Tommy Jones will gun for his 3rd Elias Cup with 3 teams. This is Mike Jakubowski for Randy